Shit. Collective lab, bitch.
Collective
Take
lab.
it to the
Let's take
lab.
it to the lab, yo.
Tough
That's
Jam
up by the lens.
Entertainment.
Tough Jam Entertainment.
Tough Jam Entertainment.
Top beat, Tough Jam Entertainment. And that's live. Let's take it to the lab.
What's your name and where you from?
Toxic Bmg, aka Body Bag Billy Goat, aka the Casket Designer, aka Shovel Still Sold Separately, aka Closed on Sundays, all the way from Eastside Whitback to Malawi.
Tell us what made you fall in love with hip hop.
The culture, the lawlessness, you know, like the freedom of it. When I first started listening to hip hop, you know, these dudes were saying words like fuck, shit, ass, like freely, you know, you could feel that. I was like, I want to do that, you know, yeah. Not swear, but free, be free, you know, yeah.
Fire. That's the dopest answer I've ever heard. That's the dopest answer to that question I've ever heard in my life. Tell us what's your agenda as a hip hop artist.
Well, in the beginning it was, when I was naive, it was like to be the greatest rapper in the world. But now it's all about, you know, feeding the whole, like everybody in the game, you know, understand what I'm saying? It's like, I feel like I'm like the Mother Teresa. I'm here for a reason, you know, I'm here to save everybody. So that's my, yeah.
When you say save everybody, do you mean on some revolutionary woke, wake up the black man revolution shit, or like what's saving everybody?
Saving everybody, I believe, is like us realizing that we can do this on our own. You know, we don't need no one else. We can, you know, we don't need to succumb or what's that word I'm looking? Dumb it down. Yeah, we can do it. Like, you gotta be yourself. So yeah, me making it in the industry would be ultimately showing everybody that.
Fire. Now tell me, as somebody who's very diverse in their style and sound and just your general persona, who are your top 5 influences in terms of hip hop, locally, internationally?
My top 5 consistently changes, you know, because you know how artists are, like sometimes they make crap albums and you're like, yeah, whatever. But then, you know, I'm a West Coast fan, East Coast hip hop. Recently started listening to Dirty South, so I'm more experimental. I don't really have a top 5, you know. You'll find me listening to piano, and I'm like, yo, I'm listening to this thing the whole, you know. Like, so I get inspired by music. Yeah, I just get inspired by music in itself as a whole, not just an individual artist.
Tell me, how do you separate your, because you're a very colorful personality, you know what I mean, as a battle rapper, as an artist, you just energy, you know what I mean, it's beautiful energy to see manifest itself at its height. And how do you separate, even though it's like, again, like your personality as a battle rapper and your personality as a musician, it's not that far-fetched.
Yeah.
Most people cannot, they're usually two opposite people, like the musician and the battle rapper. How are you able to put these two together and not be seen as one-dimensional?
Well, I'd say I have a big imagination, and I created a character. So when you create a character, you gotta. I practice this shit. Yeah, like I practice being Billy. You understand what I'm saying? I believe like if you have a craft, you gotta practice it. You gotta indoctrinate yourself. You gotta tell yourself, I'm Billy, I'm Billy, I'm Billy, and act like Billy and be Billy. You know what I'm saying? So after that, it's not really that hard to separate them. You know, whenever it's time for Billy's turn, my mind automatically switches to Billy. When it's toxic, it's toxic. When it's business, it's business. It's time to be childish, it's childish. When it's drinking, it's drink. You know, yeah.
No, that's fine. Now, as a battle rapper, long-standing feud. I wanted to make it about Biggie and Pac, but when we really look at it on a lyrical perspective, Biggie won. In real life, Biggie, Tupac won. If a nigga fucked your wife, doesn't matter how good you are as a lyricist, that nigga won.
Yeah.
Jay-Z and Nas, who won that battle?
Are we talking technically or?
Nigga, whichever way, you're a battle rapper, you're a hip hop head, who won that battle? Overall, if there's a gun to your head, we're like, nigga, who won that battle? Jay-Z or Nas? Why, bro?
I'd say Jay-Z, because Jay-Z was fucking Carmen, bro. He was fucking Nas's wife. Yeah, you can't battle. You can't be that deep. It doesn't get any deeper than I fucked your wife, like you said. So, but on a technical, Ether, everybody knows. I mean, y'all heard Ether. Yeah. Nas took it.
So you go with Nas.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna edit that out, man.
Yeah, please.
Tell us what people can expect from, if nobody's ever heard of Toxic BMG. You know what I'm saying? Toxic BMG,
Yeah.
Explain yourself in like, what would people see? What would people have to find out? Who's Toxic BMG as an artist?
I'm versatile, I'm an entertainer. I love art as a whole. I don't just love art as like hip hop. Hip hop is my thing, you know, music is my thing, but I'm mainly a writer. I love writing. Like I just write random shit. Like I'll just pull out a book and just start writing stories and stuff like that. So Toxic mainly is a writer. That's what I am. Yeah.
Oh, that's fine, my G's. Tell us now, in terms of like, I'm not sure if you got a project. I've listened to a lot of your singles,
Yeah.
a lot of your videos, but in terms of full-on project, do you have a full-on project? And if you do have a full-on project, if you don't have one, what can people look forward to going forward?
I've got a couple of full-on projects actually. I've got one called Low Budget, which is my debut album. Dropped it in 2017. It's on Spotify, all platforms. I've got The GOAT, also on Spotify, all platforms. I've got one called Vienna is Not a Sausage. I did it with a producer named Moritz from Austria, also on all platforms.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so yeah, like right now I'm in Old School are working on a killer tape, you know, some dope. Shout out Old School Nero Brown. Also working on my EP, you know, so I started collaborating with new producers now. Shout out Aichi Sims. So yeah, it's expect God.
I want to get more into the music, but I also want to talk about you don't roll around. I remember when I got into battle rap,
Yeah.
like I featured that and I was like 18 niggas,
Yeah.
like we all like and everybody came alone. Didn't make sense to me. Like nigga, you alone. Where's your people?
Where's your crew? Yeah.
Where's your crew? How important is it for you, and how does it help positively in helping your music go further? The fact that you've got a team around you, you've got a group of people always around you, obviously gaslighting you. You're the best. You're the best. You're the best. But outside of that, how does that help you going forward?
Well, I wish I was gaslighted, but yeah, get cocked out a lot, bro. But yeah, I believe that creativity is a group effort. You know, like creatives, like most of my ideas, most of the things you hear on these songs and you hear me write about, it's normally things that we discussed as a group. You know what I'm saying? So I really believe that you have to have a group when you deal with creativity, because if you're alone, I mean, producing for yourself, making your own beats, just sounds one-sided. So when there's a whole lot of minds mixed up, you know, it becomes beautiful. So I gotta have people around me, you know.
Final.
Sleeping where I sleep, eating where I eat. Yeah.
Nice. Your take on gatekeepers. Who are gatekeepers and what do they do in the industry?
I think gatekeepers are needed in the industry, you know.
Needed?
Yeah. It ain't easy. It's not supposed to be easy. I mean, if there's no gatekeepers, then there's no hierarchy. You know, if you're a smart rapper and there's so many rappers that have climbed through the window, you know, that are going on the side, and so if there's gatekeepers, there's gatekeepers. There's nothing you can do about it. Just accept it. If you're gonna pay the payola, pay the payola. If you're not, find another way in, or quit. Yeah.
Okay, now tell us. Wow. Hey. So now, okay, cool stuff. Now going forward,
Yeah.
Toxic, obviously, battle rap. I'm sure we'll still see you there. In terms of the Tough Jam platform, anyway. You know what I mean, and then in terms of the music, though, what are we expecting? Because you're like a bolt of fucking energy.
Yeah.
And anybody that's ever met you, like first time they meet you, like everybody believes, okay, that nigga's gonna make it. You know what I mean? So going forward, what are we looking at? Like, because we need the next level of Toxic BMG in terms, not necessarily that I think we've got it all figured out in terms of the creative aspects, but what are we looking at?
Well, right now, we're trying to get that money for payola. I'm just kidding.
Talk your shit. Talk your shit.
Now, right now, like we're busy on the musical element. You know, we're we're trying to figure out the visual aspect of it right now. You know, we're trying to tackle a couple of more concepts visually. We don't want to just shoot videos. We want to make movies. You know what I'm saying? When people watch the video, like they're like, God damn, that's a great video. So I also believe that also plays a major part in the numbers of increasing your numbers as an artist. Because the visuals, the whole package. If you package yourself as an artist beautifully, I don't think you'll have a problem. So that's what I'm trying to do right now. Be well packaged, you know, make sure the music corresponds with the image, corresponds with everything. You know what I'm saying?
Fire stuff. Wrap it up. Where people can find you. Shout out to your team, blah blah blah.
Shout out to my team, blah. Shout out to my team, BMG. You know, shout out Sugar, Old School, IG Sims, the whole squad. Shout out the whole of Wit Bank. Shout out Tough Jam Entertainment. You know, shout out Collective Live Lab. Shout out Collective Live Lab, JHB. Let's take it to the lab. You know, that's what's up. Yeah, man. And you can find me on Toxic_BMG on all platforms.
And his TikTok is going crazy. This nigga, how the fuck you did that, dog? What nigga? Yeah, we
Research.
Yeah.